I
And
think we
we are
live.
live, y'all.
What up?
Chilling, man. Chilling, man. What's the word?
Man, just trying to stay safe and stay out the way and, just working and that's it. That's it, man.
I see you over there sipping on something, man. What you sipping on?
Just a little water and it's like, no, I just got a little bit of brown in here and, the fan favorite as always, just to get my head right for tonight's festivities, man.
Scary hours, no money out, smash the Guinness stout. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Well, all I got is a Starbucks cup from this morning filled with ice water, so I'm chilling.
Hey, water, that's a good thing, man. Water, we need to drink more of it.
Yeah, definitely trying to stay healthy, especially at age 35.
Right. Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we gonna talk. We gonna talk a little hip hop.
I'm excited about tonight's show for real.
A little hip hop. We got a little it ain't vintage old. It ain't vintage hip hop, but it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the new.
Current.
It's like
Current.
it's like the new old hip hop. You know what I mean?
True.
It's like it ain't that mumble rap. Uh,
Oh, it's bars.
it
It's
ain't
bars.
it ain't just 808s and hi-hats and all that, you know what I'm saying? It's that head nod stuff, and and when you got the head nod beats, you can't rely on the beat to carry. You gotta have some bars, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Stuff we grew up off of. So I mean, and is there anything you got going on, man, before we get started?
Well, still, part of the nonprofit I work with, Operation Organized, man. We just out here trying to do some things in the community and improve some things for us out here, man. And definitely we really pushing getting out and voting, man. Voter registration. I am a certified voting registration person, meaning that like I can help elderly or disabled people vote, sign my name on it, and it's official. I had to take a class and everything for that. So we out here doing that, man, and really that's really it, man. Just continuing to keep my ear to what's going on out here, man, and trying to do my little part to make things better out here. Try to reach these youngest, man, and just at least grab one of them if I can, is help them out, man, and teach them, a different route than what we see a lot of them going through these days. But other than that, man, just taking care of my family and being a husband, being a father, and being a good friend, man. That's it.
Yeah, we definitely gotta try to push these young folks in the right direction, especially with the way things are going now. It's a lot of different stuff, we fighting against now that we can't just be, fighting against ourselves.
Absolutely, I agree with that wholeheartedly. That's all. I'm about that heavy now. Just uniting, man. I don't care. I say it all the time. I don't care who you pray to. How much money you got, who you lay down in bed with, what your gender identity is, and none of that stuff, man. We black first, and that's what count heavy out here. So, that melanin in our skin need to be uniting us, man, because we all in the same struggle for real.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And it's with that being said, it's good to see at least some of the artists. We're gonna talk about some hip hop today and some albums, some records, and all that kind of stuff. But it's good to see at least some of the artists making some music that has a little bit more substance than what we've been hearing lately. I mean, even somebody like Lil Baby put out, he put out his record.
I like that joint.
So it's good to see. I don't know how old he is. I assume he's in his probably early 20s or whatever. So it's good to see somebody like him, doing something. Now, if we could get like Cardi and Meg and them to talk about something of some substance, but that's another story. Actually, we'll mention Meg a little bit later. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So Yeah, we gonna review a few albums and hit a few topics related to those albums. So one of the first albums we are going to talk about is the Dave East album, Karma 3. Now, technically they're calling it a mixtape, but it's on Def Jam. So I'm not sure how it's a mixtape, but
Who calls it a mixtape? That's how it's put out as a mixtape.
that's what they saying. That's kind of that's how the label is promoting it or whatever. So I don't know, but this is like Dave's like third or fourth album, and every time they're calling it a mixtape. So what that usually means is they ain't that confident in it that it's gonna have singles and it's gonna sell. So they put it out, say it's a mixtape, and then if something pop off, then they'll switch it up and say it's an album and try to put some more money into it and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah, very true.
so I don't
Very
know,
true.
but listening to the album, I mean, I like Dave. Dave can rap, but I guess going to like the technically calling it a mixtape or whatever, I guess it is kind of a mixtape because it ain't no hits on the joint. It's stuff on there that I like, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't no hits on there. And one thing that I say about Dave that there's other guys that I say this about too. Dave kind of got the same delivery for every record. Like I've never heard any. It's like he don't have no dexterity in his voice or something like that. I don't know how to say it,
I
and
agree.
it's like the same flow all the time. Even though he got bars, but it's the same delivery and it's the same flow every time. So I don't know. I mean, it's stuff on there that I like, but like it's a mix. It's kind of like a mixtape. Like I don't know what the numbers were when it came out, but I ain't really heard that much talk about it. But one of the people that has watched us last time we went live hit me up and specifically asked to
go over this jump.
to go over this album. So I wanted to do that. So what were your thoughts on the album when you heard it?
Well, off rip, I didn't even know Dave put out an album until you got me hip to it. Like I didn't even know. So, and Dave I rock with Dave. Like he one of the guys that I kind of follow. I got a lot of his joints on my on my phone, on my playlist, and all that stuff. So I didn't even know that he was coming out with an album. So there's that. But I agree with you when you say that he's one of those guys, like you always say, like Rick Ross and people like that pretty much raps the same way all the time. And I never really had a problem with guys that do that as long as you get busy. But I actually think on this album, one of the things that I noticed about this album is that I think he tried to make a real conservative effort to be versatile. Like it's a lot. It's the songs on there are very different from song to song to song to song. Where a lot of times Dave would give you that real New York. Well, I don't even know if New York has a sound anymore, but definitely not nothing down, nothing. No trap, no nothing. Like he kind of gives you. He's staying in his lane, but this time I think he did a little bit of everything. And with that, I feel like he did switch up his style a little bit to conform to whichever song he was working with. I actually liked the album. I thought it was pretty good. I'm the type of person that I hear album and then I snatch songs off the album that I put on my playlist or whatever.
Right.
So I probably snatched a good, I don't know, 6 or 7 joints that I liked off of it. I think he got some pretty nice features on there. I like it. I think it was a pretty solid effort. Now, is it a banger? Is it, am I gonna be listening to this joint come December or January? Maybe not, probably not. But it's a few songs on here that I'll probably be listening to still for a little while.
I wanted to go back to what what you just said about you don't know whether or not New York has a sound or not. And the New York sound was actually it wasn't New York sound at all, but the dude Pop Smoke was ushering in the New York sound, which was called Brooklyn drill. But drill was really synonymous with Chicago.
Right.
But Chicago got it from over in London or whatever. But so that was supposed to be.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a drill. It's from over there somewhere. So he was ushering in that sound, the Brooklyn drill sound or whatever. He got killed or whatever. So when his album first came out, I listened to it in the gym or whatever one day. I don't think I got through the whole album because I didn't hear no bars. I was like, this don't sound like Brooklyn to me. But he was only like 20 or 21, so that's not my age bracket. But so that was the new York sound. I'm not sure. Like when I listen to that New York playlist on Apple, I don't hear no New York in there, but it is what it is.
We gonna talk about a guy who I think him and his buddies have a real heavy New York sound, and I'm talking New York 90s era sound.
Yeah, we gonna get to him. We gonna get to him. So another thing with Dave I saw that was funny when I was listening to the album and just doing a little bit of extra research. I saw that Fat Big Perm, Faizon Love from Friday or whatever. He likes to go in on people on podcasts or whatever. So he said he can't rock with Dave East because he's a fake ass Crip. And I found that to be a little amusing that he said he was a fake ass Crip. Now, I do think it's funny that dudes get into the rap game and then want to turn into gangbangers. I don't really get that.
It's Bama shit. It's Bama shit.
Yeah, I don't really get that. So then, he kind of called out MC8 for co-signing Dave, and MC8 came back and was like, he need to mind the Crip business. So I think it's also a little weird that MC8 got to be like 50. He's still talking about Crip stuff. I don't know. I think it's kind of corny, especially in today's times. But hey, man, what do I know?
Well, first, let me say, Faizon Love is a sucker to me. He comes off like a sucker dude to me. Like he has become the Azalea Banks of dudes. Like you said, all he do is go on people. That's all he do. You're not putting out no comedy specials. I don't be hearing you on the Kevin Hart Sirius XM channel for comedy joints. Like you ain't in no movies. Like Slim, all you do is you get on Vlad TV or you get on somebody's podcast and you talk trash about people. And that's sucker. That's like you're not approaching these people, you're not inboxing these people, you're not calling them, voicing your displeasure. You're going around on all these different platforms talking about people. And I just think that's whack, man. Like, especially when you're starting to become known for that. Like I said, like Azalea Banks. And I think the dude funny. When a couple movies he's been in, especially Big Worm and all that type of stuff, Couples Trip or whatever it was called, I thought the dude was funny, but this ain't it. It was real random how he started talking about Dave East too. It was just really and what does he know? Where is he from? Is he from California?
Yeah, supposedly he's a blood, so I don't know.
Yeah, I never heard that either. But it was just real random. But I will say, when I saw and everything MC8 had to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it was that other dude that was like, Faizon, you need to mind Crip you need to mind stay out of Crip business. This is your last final warning or something like that. MC8 was just like, man, I don't even know. He ain't say nothing about Snoop and the other dude that worked with Davies. I guess because I'm the little man now, he could talk about me. Then he kind of was just laughing at his dumb ass. But it was the other dude that was like, yeah, Slim, like, You need to ease up off that all that Crip talk. Woo, woo, woo. I don't know, man. That's just clown stuff. I hope Dave don't even respond to it, honestly.
Well, you know he got a Charles Mann for being a fake drug dealer too, but that's neither here nor there, man.
Who, Hove?
I don't know who a Hove is, but yeah, Jay-Z.
Yeah, he mentioned him. I feel like he mentioned somebody else too in that joint, but like just pipe down, man. Like you becoming a whack sucker dude, man.
Y'all's man, everybody gets at Charles Mann, but I'm gonna leave y'all's man alone.
Well, I mean, everybody gets in him. Everybody gets at LeBron. People used to get at Mike Jordan, and I mean the greats and the goats. Tom Brady's. Everybody gets at the greatest. So you know what can you do?
Yeah. On that note, I can do this. I can move on. So, you just spoke of a New York cat, and well, he's New York. He ain't New York City, but you know, he's New York. And his buddies, you said that they have a very heavy vintage New York style and sound. And that would be Conway the Machine. So Conway put out a new album that was not this past Friday, but the Friday before
Friday
last.
before. Mm-hmm.
From a God to a King.
From King to a God.
Yeah, I put the joint up here backwards, but yeah. So what do you think about that?
I love it, man. I love it. Well, let me preface this by saying I'm a little biased because the Griselda crew are my favorite MCs right now, has been for quite some time. And I think it's safe for me to say that Conway is my favorite MC, period, right now. Like,
Wait. Hold up. When I told you that Conway was on Benny, you said, "Oh nah."
No, that's not what I said. What I said was, and what I tell people all the time is that I often go back and forth between them two. Like sometimes I'll be like, man, Conway got it. And then I hear Benny and I'll be like, man, young Benny, I don't know. Like but now and for a while, I just realized that Conway just his raps are harder. Like Benny might have a little bit more skill, maybe rapping wise and bars wise, but I just enjoy Conway's bars and his songs a little bit better. He just get I rock with him heavy, and this album, I don't know how these dudes be doing it, dog. Like I don't know how they put out so much material. Like I've been listening to these dudes now heavy for a strong year, if not a little bit more. And I can't, you know how you listen to a joint over and over again or artists, you might remember some of their verses or whatever. I can't even remember no verses because they keep putting out so much music that you don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't get a chance to listen to something so much that you remember it before the next thing come out. And this dude, they continue to put out nice joints. And this did not disappoint by any stretch of the imagination. It's spooky, it's grimy, it's not positive, it's not constructive, it's not conscious. It ain't none of that. It's straight up 1990s hip hop. I'ma shoot you in your head. I'ma sell you an 8-ball. I get brides, and yeah, that's it. And I love it.
Now, with that being said, it's 90s style and we like it. You know, people, probably in our age range and things of that nature probably like it. But I don't hear like too and I see people in the industry, a lot of the, people in the industry like Ebro and
They love them.
And Charlemagne and Rap Radar, Elliot Wilson, and all those guys, they love them, but I don't see them getting too much mainstream love.
Because the kids don't like them. The kids don't like them. They don't like that. Although I will shout out to my son Trey. He actually loves Conway. I be playing him when I'm in the car with him, and he actually follows him and everything, man. But by and large, young kids and young adults even, they don't like that. Or they don't know about it because just like their music ain't quote unquote for us, Griselda ain't for them. It ain't for them. So they might say, "Oh, this sound too slow. Why they rapping all slow? Why the beat so slow?" And all that type of stuff. Like it ain't for them. It ain't for them.
So, being as though they they're coming out now, 2019, 2020, 2018, or whatever. Who do you figure they're trying to target? Are they trying to target old folks like us, or
I really honestly believe, and I mean, every artist says this. I don't know if it's true for every artist. Well, I know it's not true for every artist, but I really honestly believe these dudes put out music that they like. Like they make material that they like, and whoever
Right.
like it. It just so happens, they not, they not all that young. Them dudes are like I think West Side Gun is probably like not much younger than us. He might be like 40, and I think Conway is probably like 36, 7, and Benny might be like 30. So they know about 90s and 2000s. They know about the Bigs and the Nas's and the early Jay-Z and I mean, even when I watch a lot of their interviews, and somebody always asking them who your top five and da da da, and they always mention the same cats that we mention: your Scarfaces, your Jada Kisses, and your 3000 and all these guys. So it would be like if Sachi put out an album next month. It's going to be, unless you was looking for commercial success, but by and large, it's probably going to be music that Sachi likes. It's going to be what you think cranks, what you think is hot, and that is what we see from them. It just so happens it sounds a lot like, and it feels like real 90s hip hop, and that's why so many people gravitate to it in our age bracket. But I will say, you was mentioning a lot of those people that have big platforms. I think it's really interesting that they haven't been on the Breakfast Club yet. Like the Breakfast Club usually snatch the people that's really like popping or whatever. And for them in in real hip hop circles, Griselda really is popping. And it's interesting that they haven't been on there. I always thought maybe there was some type of issue or something. I don't know, but I would have thought that they would have been on there by now.
Have they not been on there? I know they've been on.
They've been everywhere else.
They've been with Elliott Wilson.
I don't think they've been on I could be wrong, but I don't think they've been on the Breakfast Club.
They've been on Flex because they did some freestyles with Flex.
Yep, they've been on Sway.
They've probably been on. Maybe they haven't. I don't know.
I don't think they've been on Breakfast Club.
They've been on Joe Budden too.
Yep. Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because Benny was on there maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think. Because he got his own label now. He's supposed to be coming out. His album supposed to be coming out shortly. Actually, his album is the Hit Boy dude is doing his whole album. The one that just did the whole Nas album.
Nas Jones. I heard a single.
He did a song on that Conway album too.
Yeah, he did. But I think I heard another single with Benny and Hit Boy. But that youngin, he getting busy. He doing the thing out here. But yeah, man, them dudes, man. And it's like I'm always like, nah, this joint gonna slum, or this joint, because they put out so much music, you thinking, yeah, this one can't be good. They don't put out a dope joint, this one can't be good. And sure enough, they to me, they don't have no joints that's just like, nah, this ain't it. None of them.
Right. Well, I mean, I just don't. I really can't listen to a whole West Side Gun album because his voice blows me.
Boo, 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 boo.
But like yesterday, right? He put out like a little mini documentary. It's like 9-10 minutes long or whatever.
Yeah.
You saw it?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay. So I was looking at it, and it's a little short documentary. I think he was down in Alabama or something. He was saying when he was on the run, he used to live down there and all this kind of stuff. But it was just kind of funny to me because it was like him and some other dudes, and then he's driving around, and I think a Rolls Royce truck, and they had like a Maybach and something else. And I was just looking at it. I was like, well, how y'all got all this? And like I said, people like them and talk about them, but they don't really be doing no numbers. So I'm just curious. Like now, I have heard that they sell a lot of merchandise. Like they have T-shirts.
They do.
All that
They
kind of
do.
stuff. So
They do.
I heard that. I haven't seen any of it. So maybe that's what they
Yeah.
sell.
They
might
do.
be
So they have that. They do have a lot of merchandise. In fact, almost every time one of them comes out with the album, they come out with merch based off the album, like the album cover or the name of the album or whatever. And because they're really big on album art. Like if you look at their album covers, it's funny to say album covers because nobody really be having albums, but the little covers that you see that comes with whatever their music that they put out, it's always some type of artistic value with it. A lot of times there's some crazy stuff or whatever, but there is always some type of artistic value. So they do a lot of merchandise sales with their art and things of that nature. That's one thing. And two, West Side Gun owns a like a wrestling company, like a professional wrestling company. I mean, of course it's not as big as WWF or whatever they call it now, but he owns a wrestling corporation that does stuff all around the country. So they got that. They do be doing shows. They do be doing shows a lot. They do little tours a lot or whatever. And I don't know. I guess. And then I would imagine Shady Aftermath and even Rock Nation probably like front a lot of that play money, and they get help from their labels or whatever to put on that image of, oh, we got money, whatever.
So I saw, when the charts came out, that Conway's album was number 126 on the charts. Now, just to put that in perspective, when the Nas album came out, it was, I think, number 4 and number 5. It did like 50,000. So for you to be 126, I'm just guessing maybe that's 5,000 or less that you sold. So for them to have so many fans, it's just kind of weird.
What do they base that off of, though? Streams?
I mean, the album sales, physical sales, and streams.
Physical sale. But when do people actually buy when does a physical sale happen?
I mean, there's still some people that's stuck in the 90s or the 2000s and buy actual CD. But a physical sale would be either you buy the CD or you go to iTunes and download the whole album.
Oh, right. Okay.
Pay the $9.99 or whatever. But yeah, so I mean, I feel like Sachi could put out an album and be number 126, and I ain't got no backing. So it's just kind of odd to me that that's all they doing, to have, like, they got Eminem behind them, and ain't they on Rock Nation? And so I don't know. It's just kind of strange, but I don't know.
But you know what though, man? I, as a fan, I like that. Like because I feel like in order for them to do better numbers and all that, I mean, I'm not gonna compare them to Nas because Nas is, he's an icon in music history, not just hip hop. He's an icon in music history. So I can't compare them to Nas, but if for them to be doing bigger numbers and more substantial numbers, I feel like that they would have to change up their sound. I think they would have to change up their sound. I think they would have to, like you was mentioning earlier about hits. I think they would have to put more hits on their album, which means more commercial things that were attracted to commercial things that you could hear on the radio, stuff like that. Nah, man. And I think that they are making conservative efforts to not do that. You know, um, every blue moon you'll hear one of them on what you would consider a commercial type of joint, but it's usually somebody else's song that they just happen to be on, and it's the last song on an album or something crazy like that. But by and large, it's Derringer producing. It's Alchemist producing. You know what I'm saying? It's them type of dudes. Them dudes ain't really known for putting out commercial hits and stuff like that. So I don't want them to do that. Like when they signed to Shady Aftermath or I knew they signed, I was like, man, I hope these dudes don't like get commercial or whatever. But they haven't, so that's good. And I'm glad that Eminem ain't all over their albums and a feature on all them. Like I don't want to hear him either with them. And yeah, man, I think they just keeping it real now. As far as their money and how they get money, I don't know. Who knows? Like I said, I do believe they get a lot of play money and He's the Showman John Bowman money from their labels and all that type of stuff. But you know, hey, I'm cool with. It's almost like go-go to me. I look at it like go-go. Like as much as I would love to see go-go blow up and these and people from DMV, get money off of it and become a success. I like that it doesn't get watered down and you don't hear a bunch of go-go music out here that sound like that RE and Snoop junk that was horrible and all that type of stuff. Like I want to stay. I'm bounce beat. The Grown and Sexy, your Junkyard, well, maybe not Junkyard, all that. Like, keep it right there. Keep it right there. But, so I'm okay with them not having all that type of success.
Okay, I was going to go somewhere else, but since you mentioned Rare Essence and Snoop Dogg, you said the song was terrible. Why
I didn't like it. It's too commercialized. Like if Essence was doing a live show at the Howard Theater or Fast Eddie's or whatever, and Snoop came to that and got on the mic and was doing his little 1-2 and maybe rapped a couple of his old songs or whatever and let Essence play that song, now that might crank. That might crank. But getting into a studio and mixing a song and all that, and it sounded like that, it sounds very like watered down. It sounds like watered down go-go. It sounds like the Jill Scott go-go song, like that type of thing. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Now I get it. Don't get me wrong, man. I get it, and that is the conundrum. Like I get it. These dudes trying to like, if we're gonna be spending all this time, energy, and money making music, we need to figure out ways that we can get paid. We can get with Snoop, make a commercial joint. Maybe people out in Cali, people on the West Coast, wherever, they'll start liking Rare Essence, and maybe we can, become the new Roots and get on to Jimmy Fallon or whatever. Like, cool, I get it. But, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't want to spend too much time on that. We might can touch on that go-go thing another time, but that I think that genre is kind of I don't know, but
Dead.
I don't know, but yeah. So you said you mentioned Eminem when you were talking about Conway, so we might as well go ahead and talk about who I hear is now the new king of Detroit hip hop, and that would be Big Sean. Big Sean just dropped his new album, Detroit 2, and that's an ode to his original mixtape called Detroit. I don't remember what year that was, but yeah,
Yeah, I don't know either.
I gave that a listen. I've never really been the biggest Big Sean fan or what have you.
Me either.
He's all right. He can
I
rap.
don't get why people in the industry really be feeling like he one of them ones, like that really like give us bars that really get busy. I don't think that.
Uh, he can rap. I don't really like his voice all like that. He got like a, I don't know. He got kind of like a little dweeby voice to me or something.
I don't like his voice that much either.
And then I don't know. I think because his name is Big Sean, but he's a little dude, it just seems kind of goofy to me. But the album is all right. It's kind of, I guess he's kind of like on a higher level than like a Conway or somebody like that. So he's kind of got to do the commercial thing where you gotta like toe the line.
Right.
But I think it's a solid project. Like I said, he can rap. He's kind of like in the Wale lane to me a little bit.
Agreed.
They can rap, but I'm just not really into them all like that. But I think it's a solid project, and I definitely think that he, like the very first song he came out and showed everybody, I can rap.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it twisted. I can rap, but then it kind of, it's got the ebbs and flows of the commercial stuff and all that. But I think it's a solid project. Sound like you agree with that.
I agree with everything you said. Like literally everything you said about him and this album. I couldn't have put it no better myself. Also, I put Royce the 5'9" over him as far as Detroit top MCs or whatever,
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, we talking about rapping wise. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I listened to the Joan. Actually, I knew about that one when it first came out, and I listened to it, and I really was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a good listen. Yeah, because like you, I'm not the biggest Big Sean fan, so I would go into it. Man, let me listen to this jump. But this time I was like, nah, let me really listen to it. And I think it's solid. I would put the Dave East over this one though. Absolutely. But I think it's not whack. I didn't throw it out the window like Cleo, but I ain't really, uh I didn't really put none of the songs on my playlist. I definitely didn't download the album or none of that. But it's all right.
Did you use it as a coaster?
Nope, I ain't even do that. It's one of them things. You pull the album out, you listen to it, you put it back on the shelf, and that's pretty much what it is.
Now there's a song. It's a song on the album. I can't even think of the name of the song. Hold on, let me look it up. But
I hope it's not the one with Post Malone.
Nah. Okay, it's a song on the album. It's called Friday Night Cipher, and I was hearing a lot about it because they were saying that it had a lot of the top rappers from Detroit on it, and I don't really know that much about Detroit hip hop or like that. I know like Trick and people like that, but I don't really keep up. So I was looking forward to hearing it. So I took a listen to it, and I was thinking that it was going to be bars or whatever, but
it wasn't.
It turned out to kind of be like, I don't know, mumble rappy or vibe rappy or I don't know, or whatever it was, other than like when Royce came on at the end, and then your man came on, Eminem, but I don't know. He he really doesn't do anything for me. I never was really a fan of him either, but
At all.
he doesn't do
At
anything for me at
all.
all anymore. But the thing about it was, so I saw an interview with a guy called Sada Baby. He was on the song, and the only reason why I know who this dude is because there's he's got a popular song on TikTok. I didn't even know he was a rapper. I thought he was like a I don't know.
Like,
I thought he was like a parody type of guy or something.
Oh yeah.
So when I looked him up, I was like, oh, this dude is a rapper and he's supposed to be tough and go hard. I was like, oh, okay. So I listened to a couple of his songs and I was like, whatever. So when I saw the interview, they were asking him about, everybody from Detroit that was on the song being able to do a video for the song. And he was saying that, nah, they can't do no video for the song because nobody likes each other and they can't be in the same room and, this and that and such and so forth would happen. And I just find it kind of strange still, like in these times, dudes are still promoting like it's going to be some violence or some beef over some rapping though. Like it ain't that serious to me.
It ain't ever that serious, man. And that's why, a lot of people talk about, we live in the DMV, so a lot of people talk about, oh, DMV, especially like with Go-Go, and really with rap now too in the DMV. These rap DMV dudes be tripping. But, oh, DMV, they the worst. Like, they treat each other that. And I be trying to tell people, man, this dumb stuff go on everywhere. If you was from Detroit, if you was from Miami, if you was from Houston, if you was from wherever, you'd be saying the same thing because, unfortunately, especially with us, that type of drama and non-unity is going to happen, especially with black people. A lot of black people are born with the attitude of survival. You know what I'm saying? We're not born with the attitude of thriving and already being in a situation where we're successful, our family unit, and so we surviving. And when you surviving, it's a dog eat dog world out here, and it's you sinking and swimming, and you doing whatever you can to survive, and that translates to a lot of cutthroat, unfair practices, people doing each other dirty, people stealing stuff from each other, and all kind of crazy stuff. And that's what breeds all this. Oh, we can't be in the same room with each other. They gonna be beefing. Niggas might start busting. Woo, woo. But it's whack, man. It's whack, yo. Because the dudes, man, they could get so much more money and be so much more successful working together. And that's something that we all have to realize, man, is that we can do so much more together. But, so it don't surprise me because it's a rack of people on that song. It's like, what, 7, 8, 9 people on that song. So ain't no way in hell that you're going to get 9 people from the same city on a song in most cases, especially not no youngins or whatever, because they're going to act a fool. So I ain't surprised that he said that at all.
Okay, and then you also you brought up Royce. You said you take Royce over top of Big Sean for Detroit MCs. So Royce actually had a little beef with the BET Hip Hop Awards Lyricist of the Year list that just came out.
Oh my God.
So I want to for those that are watching and those who will be watching later, I want to run down the list of Lyricists of the Year, BET.
This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Mind you, this list that Sachi about to say is Lyricist of the Year, not hip hop artists, not best sales, none of that. Bars of the Year.
So, Lyricist of the Year nominees for the BET Hip Hop Awards in 2020. I should have tried to get somebody on here that probably knows the answer to some of these questions. But all right, so we got Big Sean, we've got Da Baby, we've got Drake, we've got J. Cole, we've got Rhapsody, And and last but not least, we have Megan Thee Stallion. Now, this
I'm
is
appalled. I'm appalled.
Lyricist of the Year. So this is 2020. So Big Sean just put an album out last week. So he, I don't know, the baby. I, I don't know. We got Drake. Has Drake put an album out this year?
I don't know.
J. Cole. I don't think J. Cole put out an album out this year either. Now Rhapsody, I can go with Rhapsody being one of the.
Absolutely. She gets busy.
I could go with that. Now this one here is befuddling to me. Megan Thee Stallion as a lyricist of the year in 2020 or in any year. What lyricist? What lyrics does Megan Thee Stallion have?
You know what's funny is that if you go back and look at some of her early stuff, like before she became what you would guess call like a sex symbol, and when she was just a young girl from Houston trying to make it, and she used to put like a lot of stuff on YouTube. I mean, fully clothed. I'm talking t-shirts, jeans, hats, and that's how she was going. She actually could rap. I mean, she wasn't no Rhapsody or whatever. She wasn't very polished. She was still very young, but she could rap. Like she had bars and cadence and was talking that talk. But this stuff that she does now, I don't hate on it, but lyricists, come on, man. And see, this is the problem I have with black hip hop on a mainstream level. Like you I think people by and large and in general, they want to say, oh, we like real hip hop, and we even, we don't want to have all these negative imagery and rhyme lyrics, and we about the kids and we about being productive and blah 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 blah. But yet, all they push on us as consumers is the Meg the Stallions, the babies, and all this mumble rap and these raunchy lyrics and stuff like that. That's what they push on us. But like there are some real talented MCs, both male and female, that are real lyricists that they could be talking about. I mean, Conway in them. Like it's a lot of dope folks out there that could push real lyricism and even push the genre and the culture even more. But I just don't understand. Like I think this was an atrocity that BET put this list out. If you want to put out best rappers and whatever, even if you want to call it best rappers, cool. This list would suffice. Got it. But lyricists, nah, man.
Well, Philip Marshall says it's politics, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Now, with that being said, I saw that a lot of these people on this list are associated with, you guessed it, Rock Nation. That could be a big part of the politics.
I agree.
Now, and I think it's a different year right now. You know what I'm saying? So, BT, I mean, they might need some extra checks. You know what I mean? They might need some extra checks. So
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Rock Nation, cutting some checks and to get their artists some more visibility. And
but how much more visibility do these people need? How much more visibility does the baby, does Meg, like pretty much everybody on this list? How much more visibility do they need? These are all, by and large, household names. Like,
well, that's true.
And if anybody on this list puts out a new album, puts out an EP, puts out a video, or does anything, it's going to sell. It's going to sell. Well, except for Rhapsody, except
Right.
for her. But everybody else and all those Rock Nation people, it's going to do numbers regardless. So I don't understand the need to be going the payola route when you already know your place is solidified, dog. It's just I don't know. I would love to know from BT what is the criteria for these nominees. Like, do they ask the fans? Do they have a panel? Like, I would love to know that. Maybe I'm
Uh,
old. Maybe I'm old. Maybe I don't know. Whatever. But goodness gracious.
well, usually people they send out ballots and people vote for it, but it's bogus. Let's put it this way: when you used to call in for 106 in Park so you could vote for who was in the top 10, that was fake.
It
So
was
it's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, I mean, the program director picked who was on the who was on the top 10, not those little votes. That's just a way to
get
keep people
get
engaged.
people engaged. Yeah.
Yeah, so and you had to pay like 99 cents or something like that. So it's a little extra
Right.
money or whatever. So that's
That's
all that
that's 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 a scam. You lying to people.
was. Kinda. So yeah, that's how that was. But looking at the list, right? So it's 6 people on this list. I would say other than Rhapsody, if we had to take all these people off and replace them with Lyricist of the Year for 2020, who would you say?
I will put Conway and Benny on there.
Okay, that's 2. So
uh
that's 3 total. Give me 2 more.
I hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me look at my joint real quick. So I'm putting Conway on and Benny on there with Rhapsody. Uh I will put Royce on there. I will put Royce on there. He's come out with an album, a pretty damn good album, if you ask me, too. Um, who else would I put on there? Freddie Gibbs. I will put him on there. Shout out to Freddie Gibbs. I'm late to the Freddie Gibbs party, man. I ain't gonna lie. I really got hip to Freddie Gibbs when he put out that album. First of all, when he was on Conway's other joint, and then when he put out the Alfredo album this year with Alchemist, that album is incredible. Like, it's incredible. So I'm putting
Right.
Freddie on. I'm putting Freddie on there, and I don't know.
That's 5 right there. That's a solid list.
And I mean, he did put an album out this year. You got to put Nas on the list.
That's a solid list. You know who
Yeah,
else? You know who else can rap though? And they put out a little album. I guess you could call it an EP, but Joel Ortiz and Crooked Eye.
I ain't even know that they put out a joke.
Yeah, and both of them can go. So, but
Mm-hmm.
they not mainstream. So
Not at all.
you know how that works. So BET, y'all gonna have to holler at us, man. Let us know what the criteria is for this. I'm sure I can find out. I think I'm gonna try to find out. I think I might try to find that out tomorrow, actually, because that is a weird list. Like Megan Thee Stallion, like, come on, son.
I do not understand. Like I said, you want to do best rapper? All right. I mean, okay, cool. Best rapper, whatever you consider best is, album sales, visibility, whatever. All right, cool. But when you're just talking about, like, it's hard for me to accept BET putting out this best lyricist of 2020 list and then watch them do ciphers. Because in their ciphers, they be having some real people that can really rap a lot of times in their ciphers. Like, why you ain't putting them people on the list? Like,
Right.
it's just weird to me, man. It's weird and goofy.
Well, at the end of the day, it comes down to trying to get ratings, though. So if I put,
Good
some of
point.
the if I put Freddie Gibbs and them on the list and they ain't selling no records and ain't nobody gonna watch, they ain't really gonna care. So it's all politics in the music game. That's why certain people, no matter if they come out with an album, they automatically nominated for a Grammy,
Like Drake.
whether it's good or not. Now, I was thinking of somebody else, but I don't like to give that person too much shine. But
Terrible.
but so with the Meg Thee Stallion, so just recently, I think it was this Friday, Tory Lanez put out a new album where he addresses the Meg Thee Stallion debacle. Now, I wanted to ask you this real quick. Am I tripping or not? But didn't you used to go to Daystar?
Hell yeah.
Okay. That's really this dude's actual name, Daystar?
His first name is Daystar.
His name is like Daystar Jones or something like that. But that's his real name.
What?
His real
I
name is
didn't know that.
Daystar.
I did not know that. That's
So
weird.
I haven't listened to the album, but I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard people say it's a really good album, but then I've heard people want to blackball it and everything because he shot Shorty and the timing is wrong to put it out because of Breonna Taylor and things of that nature. My thing is with the he shot Shorty thing. I haven't seen any proof of this. I haven't really heard any. I don't know the facts of that. I don't know. He says he didn't do it. It was other people in the car that say they not saying nothing, and then there's people saying they got text messages and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know what the deal with that is, but it's kind of funny to me, like how hip hop gets high and mighty on certain things. They want to blackball, but then it's like it's all right for certain criminal activities to be promoted over the airwaves day in and day out. So I really don't get it at this point, but I just think it's kind of weird, man. And Tory Lanez dude, like we said last time, if you actually shot a girl over who knows what, you're a doof, but I don't know.
Oh, I think he's a doof. And I think that I don't know if he shot her or not. I kind of lean toward believing Meg though, only because of how it happened. And when I say how it happened, is the fact that when she got shot, when she went to the hospital, and for a significant amount of time after that, she never told nobody who shot her or what happened. She always was like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Like you supposed to do as far as what the streets tell you, right? It wasn't until other people that was either there or heard about it or whatever started talking about the fact that that Tory shot her. Then Tory's camp started coming out vehemently saying we ain't shoot her, and started like dogging her out and saying she was just mad because Tory was in the club talking to the one of the little white girls. Maybe they caught that. I don't know. One of the white girls, and da da da. And that was going on over and over and over. And then that's when she finally came out with like, yo, look, this is what happened. And I'm only saying this because y'all not gonna have me out here looking like I'm lying or whatever. And I haven't even said anything. So that is kind of the reason why I kind of lean toward believing her. But the reason why I call Tory a straight sucker when it comes to this, like one, if you didn't shoot her, he should have immediately came out with like, man, y'all know I ain't shoot her. Like I was in a whole relationship with her. I really liked her, or I loved her. I cared for her. And even though we was going through our thing and we was beefing at that moment, I wouldn't have pulled out no gun and shot her. That's a female and somebody I was with. I wouldn't have did that. But he ain't never denied. He didn't deny it at all until he made this goofy song. And he still didn't. He never actually came out and said, I did not shoot her. Not that I've seen. And it's like, and I agree, it's very insensitive in general that you're gonna make this song the day after the Breonna Taylor stuff and talk and going on her and going on everybody like Slim. If you did that just to get people to listen and to get spins and to get whatever, that's whack. And it just wasn't a good look, dog. It just was not a good look for him to do that. And he coming off like a gun.
Well, supposedly the date of when the album dropped is his mother's birthday, and also the same day that his mother passed away. So he's saying that his mother was born on that day, and his mother passed away on that same date also, and that's why he put the album out on that date. How true that is, I'm not sure. I didn't do the research or whatever, but that's what he's saying. He's also saying that her camp, which I would assume is Rock Nation, is trying to do a smear campaign on him. And that,
well, now they probably are. Yeah.
And they're also saying that because he's totally independent now and got his masters back, that's another reason why they're trying to do a smear campaign on him. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he's saying. But I will say this about Meg Thee Stallion. I did notice that soon as she tried to cause a commotion to break her contract with the baseball dude that she originally was under and went over there to Rock Nation, dude's been having a whole lot of mishaps with her. I don't know what that's about, but it's been
What you mean?
Well, she was signed to a dude.
No, I know that part, but what you mean by when you say dude's been having a bunch of mishaps?
He didn't have a whole bunch of mishaps. He after he tried to get out the car, you know, and then what's Rap-A-Lot dude's name?
Jay Prince.
Jay Prince had to try to get involved and talking tough to Jay-Z. But then I think the Carl Crawford dude who she's was signed to, they started getting on him. I think he's in jail now. It was something else that happened, and now this Tory thing has happened. So I'm like, I don't know. I know, behind the scenes that music industry stuff gets fishy. So I don't know. It just seems fishy to me. She tried to, break contracts, and now it's a whole lot of fishy stuff going on around her. So I don't know.
Could be. I wouldn't doubt anything. All I know is if that Bama ain't shoot her, he should have immediately came out and was like, I did not shoot this woman. I ain't do it.
I don't know. Maybe it's a legal thing. It could be a legal thing. Who knows? I don't know how that works, but
Then don't say nothing.
But he didn't.
He did now in that album. He did now.
I'm actually gonna have to listen to that album. I don't think I've ever heard a Tory Lanez song in my life.
Me either. Not till that Bama went on Bun B and everybody. He went on. Who else he went on that jump? He went on Chance the Rapper. He went on everybody on that jump.
Yeah, so I don't know if Meg Thee Stallion can rap. I mean, she's lyricist of the year. I want to hear some lyrics getting that dude.
Right. If you're gonna do all that,
show me these lyricists of the year bars that you are nominated for. I would love to hear it, but yeah, I don't know, man. So it's kind of weird. But I also found it kind of strange that Meg Thee Stallion was shot in her feet and all that. Next thing I know,
that's always weird.
I go on my Instagram. I see her twerking it. I see her twerking it on an airplane with a bikini and everything. I'm like, them feet don't look like they hurt that bad. But
I will say, I was like, how you get shot in both feet? Like, how that happen? But hey, who knows?
Then then it was also strange to me. Like, I ain't really keep up with it, but she got shot by the dude and still got back in the car with him.
I don't know. That could have happened. I don't know.
No, she was back in the car with him because when the police finally pulled them over, she got out the car that she had that she had got shot from. So
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It was kind of
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I just thought. I just honestly feel. All jokes aside, I just really honestly feel that he, in particular, handled this whole situation wrong with coming out with this album and making that song where he just going on her, or going on all these people. I just think it was done in really poor taste, and it was probably best that he just said anything, because as a person as influential as him and with such a platform, we really need to be out here talking about doing right by our women, especially our black women, and that ain't it, man. That ain't it, yo. So that's my little point of view from that whole situation. But it's stupid. It's love and hip hop dumb stuff. Like, it's whack and it's stupid, and I ain't have time for
that. Okay, so I wanted to bring this one up real quick because of course this is this is big times right here, and there was a big debate that happened. What was Monday, correct? No, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday, and so everybody's had an opinion on it, and if y'all are in the comments and y'all want to have an opinion on it, I would love to hear your opinions. But I saw Styles P from the Locks say that he would rather keep Trump than to vote for Biden because he already knows, what to expect from Trump, but he don't know what Biden might do. And I've seen other people echo those same sentiments. I saw today that Bob Johnson, the founder of BET, said something along the same line. So how do you feel about that?
Man, other than an occasional joke or post an article or whatever, I really try to stay out of a lot of political discussions, honestly. But for the sake of this and the Hyp Lyfe, like I just disagree. I disagree with Styles. I disagree with him vehemently. Like, if you saying, "Oh, I know what I'm getting from Trump, but I don't know what I'm getting from Biden," okay, that's a true statement. But whatever you're gonna get from Biden, at the end of the day, as black folks, it don't matter who in office, even Obama. It's still fucked up out here for us. Period. So whether it's Trump or Biden, you already know what you're gonna get, dog. You know what you're gonna get. You know what's gonna happen. And until this nation in general start changing some long-standing ways and how they operate, how they treat us and brown people, at the end of the day, it's all gonna be the same. No matter, I don't care if I'm the president up in that joint. But what I will say, the reason why I vehemently disagree with him is that you have to be in denial or delusional to think that Trump's presence as president has not put the battery in the back of a lot of racist, bigoted people in this country. I'm not saying that the stuff that we see on the internet and the videos and stuff ain't been happening, because it's been happening for years. I mean, me and you been put on the concrete by police before when we was kids, So this stuff been happening for years. But what I'm saying is now you got a lot of regular folk that are emboldened and feel like, because of the president and what he represents, that they could just be out here saying whatever they want and doing whatever they want and violating people's basic civil liberties because they want to. And that's a problem for me. I'm not like, take a case like Ahmaud Arbery or the white boy that went to where the protesters was and ended up shooting and killing two people. Again, I'm not saying something like that has never happened again and would have happened if Trump was there, but I believe Trump and what he represents fuels that. and it gives them the gumption to go out here and do this stuff, man. And that's why he got to go, man. And not only that, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. he's a he's a real idiot. And right, wrong, and different. You can't have an idiot as the president. You can't.
He's actually hilarious to me. I saw an interview with the real Rick Ross, you know, the dude from LA or whatever. And he was like, he said he read it while he was in jail. He read, you know, Trump's books. And he said, now I know that he didn't write those books because he's an idiot. And the dude was like, well, why do you think he's an idiot? He was like, well, he's obviously an idiot. He doesn't believe in science. He doesn't believe in what doctors tell him. So obviously he's an idiot. So I was like, I thought that was hilarious. I was like, yeah, like like a scientist tell you stuff and you be like, oh, nah. Like, what are you talking about, dude? But I tell you one thing, I see right here somebody brought up stand back and stand by or whatever. I tell you what, well, no group called the Pretty Boys give me the blues, y'all. I'm sorry.
It's the Proud Boys.
Well, whatever the hell their name is, I ain't scared of them. I'm sorry.
But I feel you. But you know, it's one of those things where this type of energy, it gives the people that you wouldn't normally be scared of reason to be scared of them. That white boy that went to and shot those two people walking down the street with a high profile weapon, he probably ain't never been in a fist fight. He probably ain't never done nothing violent or physical in his life. But because of who is his president and this Make America Great Again energy out here, he felt him and his mother drove him all those miles to that place because he felt like he has the backing. And he does. I mean, they done go funded me a rack of money for this dude. Like
that's what I was getting ready to say. I was getting ready to say, didn't he got him some cash for his defense from GoFundMe or whatever, which is that's always crazy to me. But I don't know. People out here got some wild mentalities, man. But
they do. Yeah,
man. They do. I imagine the Pretty Boys to be them dudes that was walking around with tiki torches talking about they was about to go hard. Ain't nobody scared of it, man.
Well, I don't know. A lot of these dudes be having, you know, they are trained in firearms and like for real, man. That's why, you know, I went and got my HQL and going to the range and stuff. Like, I ain't saying it's about to be an all-out race war, but like if I see, which I have seen, scores and scores of white folks with assault rifles and pistols out the yin yang and all these things, then you better believe, especially as a black man like myself that has a wife, that has kids, that has a family, I have a home, I'm gonna get some of that stuff too, man. I ain't gonna be out here without. So
I feel you. Well, I feel like this. You know, originally the gangs, you know, Bloods and Crips and all that kind of stuff. Originally, they were formed to be protection,
right,
in the hood. And you know, I guess the man came and mined, you know,
crap,
messed the minds up, and it flipped everything out. So I hope those people are seeing what's going on and figure out that y'all be better together as a protection than fighting each other. But I don't know. You know, I haven't seen any semblance of that so far because, you know, anytime you cut on the news or whatever, we still doing what we do. So hopefully, you know, folks will wake up on that. But I definitely feel you. I definitely feel you on that. But I don't know who the Boogaloo Boys are. I'm not scared of them either. But you know, them Pretty Boys, nah, that ain't working. That ain't it.
Yeah. And you know, again, you could say what you want about Joe Biden, Obama, Hillary Clinton, Hell, even Mike Pence and the other Republicans or whatever. I ain't got none of these people on national TV in a presidential debate not denouncing white supremacy. I don't got none of them doing that. And he didn't do that. And it's not the first time that he did not do that. And it's also not the first time that he didn't say what ultimately became encouraging words for white supremacists. And we
Right.
can't have nobody as the president doing that. You can't. We can't. Shout out to JoJo on the Joan. I see you commenting.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. One other thing that I feel though, I feel like I see a lot of people just saying vote, 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 vote. But when we say vote, 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 that's not just encouraging our side to vote. It's also encouraging the other side to vote. So I think when you say vote, you kind of have to give the people that's not the most politically inclined, you got to give them some insight on what they're voting for or what they need to be voting for rather than just saying vote. Because some people might go and vote and not have any idea what they're voting for and they're pulling the wrong level. So I just think we need to put out some messages along with saying vote, give some insight on what people need to be voting for.
I agree with that. I think the reason why you hear so many people just saying vote, 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 vote is because in the year in 2016 when Trump won, we found after the fact that a lot of black folk and a lot of people did not vote. And I think the numbers prove that if those people did vote, even as it relates to electoral college votes and all that, that he wouldn't have won.
Right.
And I think he knows that. That is the reason why there's a such thing called voter suppression. And that is the reason why he is so vehemently fighting against mail-in ballots and all that, because of who he is and because he's a piece of shit dude. I think that the more people vote, the less chance he has to win, because by and large, I still believe that by and large, that the people of this country, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, or whatever you are, they don't like him. And they see him as a goofball, as an idiot, as a whatever, by and large. So if you get people to vote by and large, I don't think he's standing a chance. But the problem comes is you have so many people that's like, man, Biden, he just as bad as Trump. I ain't voting for nobody. And I really honestly believe that for every person that chooses not to vote, that just makes the odds better for Trump to win.
True. As long as this says here by Philip Marshall, find out which issues affect you the most and then vote for the candidate whose views align most closely with yours. As long as there's more people whose views don't align with his, then yeah. But I don't think we have any idea how many people's views may possibly align with his.
And see, the other part about this is, and I don't want to go because this could be a whole other show, but the other part about this is, and this is part of what like my nonprofit tries to get people to understand, is that like when it comes to politics and civics in America, us as civilians, we are supposed to be way more invested into it. Like, we're supposed to be going to our community meetings and our town halls and all that stuff. And it's a trickle up effect, right? So if we gave a damn about what's going on in our local communities, in our councilmen and our mayors and our sheriffs and all that stuff, it will trickle up into what happens on the seat of the presidency, right? And so, like the common field said, find out who's in tune with what's important to you. Well, that's cool, but you really should be doing that for the people that live and work in your community that hold office, so that when you get enough of them together, then that will affect who is the mayor. And then when you get enough of those mayors together, that will affect who is in the Senate and the Congress and blah, blah, blah. And then all the way up to the presidency. But you know, we are people, and not just black people, but people in general, we are people that we tend to only care about the presidency and don't really do whole, because most people, I would imagine, like me for many years, you go on the polls and you just, I like this person sound like this person sound like this person. And then when you get to the president, you like, oh yeah, bah, bah. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that is totally not how it was built to work. And that's why a lot, and that is ultimately why, or part of the reason why, a lot of what we really are interested in and what really does benefit us don't never happen.
Well, that sounds good to me. You know, I see you've been over there sipping on your red cup for an hour and 20 minutes, and all I had is some water. So I'm gonna have to get ready to get my
yeah, it's about time.
I'm gonna have to get ready to get my po up together. But
yes, sir.
So let the people know where to find you, and again, for people that may have missed it in the beginning, you know what you got going on, and you know what's what.
So I'm the vice president of Operation Organize. That is a nonprofit geared to helping out the community, improving relationships with law enforcement, to get voter education out there, and just trying to help us out, man. As Black folks, as people in the community. That's it. That's it. That's all. You can find us on Facebook, website, Operation Organize. I think it's .net. I'll be tripping. And I had a little bit too much of this too. But yeah, hit me up. You can hit me up for more information like that on Facebook, Calvin Billy Boots, Instagram, Boots292. Also, I always forget to mention, you know, I do catering for barbecue and smoked food items, Boots, Birds, and Barbecue. You can look me up on Facebook with that, as well as Instagram, Boots_Birds_and barbecue on Instagram, man. And, you know, it's holiday season, so holler at me if you want that smoked turkey and all that good stuff, man. I do it all. So that's it, man.
I think my barbecue might dust that Boots Birds barbecue off, but you know, that's neither here nor there.
I've never seen you cook on a grill ever.
That's neither here nor there, but you know, I might have to go ahead and dust that Boots Birds barbecue off. I'm not sure.
Anytime.
It just depends.
Anytime.
But yeah, y'all support Black business. You know what I'm saying? It's
definitely.
It's tough times out here. We all trying to make it happen. They ain't gave us no second stimulus check yet or nothing. It's been 7 months now. So, you know, support Black business. You know, as y'all see, I got the website scrolling across the bottom. Y'all can go there. It's stuff on there for $5 you can buy. You know what I'm saying? So just support Black business. You know, we gonna be going live more regularly for y'all, because actually we enjoy doing this.
Yep.
You know, it's stuff to talk about. So, you know, it's definitely stuff to talk about every week. And you know, we appreciate y'all for coming through. And like he said, it's Boots Birds. Y'all can hit him up. Y'all can hit up the website, hyplyfe.com. And as you see, Sachi Tight, that's my name on everything, you know, social media, what have you. So Twitter, Instagram, all that. So hit the brothers up, man, and appreciate y'all for coming through. And we're gonna get back at y'all maybe next week. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow. Who knows? But we about to exit stage left. Have us the Megatroid.
See y'all.